Hi, I'm Abs from Holland Create. I've been crafting for over 10 years now and I love stamping, stenciling, creating layers of colors, textures and creating depth and dimension. Holland Create was established in October 2016, collaborating with a group of designers and artists from all over the world, bringing different designs and products in different styles. We pride ourselves with high-quality photopolymer clear stamp sets, dies, stencils, washi tapes and acrylic blocks, all in different sizes and formats. In my shows at Hochanda, I hope to bring you inspiration and different ways of using your craft products. Make sure you don't miss the Holland Create shows on Hochanda.
Did you know you can watch Hochanda 24 hours a day, 7 days a week using the Hochanda app on your Amazon Fire Stick for free? Just like your smartphone accesses an app store to add new applications, your Amazon Fire Stick accesses the Amazon App Store to add new applications. By downloading the Hochanda app, you'll be able to access your favourite craft channel on your TV anytime you want to watch. Here's how to do it. Simply turn on your TV and connect your Amazon Fire Stick. If this is your first time using the device, follow the on-screen instructions to connect to the internet and log into your Amazon account. Once set up, you'll need to open the search bar. To do so, simply use your remote circular directional dial to scroll to the search icon and select it. Now simply type Hochanda into the search bar and this will take you to the Hochanda app. All you need to do now is select download and remember, it's free. Once this is added to your Fire Stick, you can move the app for easy access. Press and hold your home button on any app and then select apps from the menu that appears. Scroll down to the Hochanda app and press the button with the 3 horizontal lines on your remote and select Move to Front. And that's it! You can now watch, purchase and catch up with your favourite shows 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on your TV whenever you feel crafty.
Hi, I'm Anna and I'm a founder of Craftbox UK. Craftbox is a box full of craft supplies that we send to our customers monthly. All products are placed in a beautiful, sturdy box, which is ribbon tied, and we hope that by receiving this box, you will feel like it's Christmas every month. Make sure you don't miss the Craftbox shows on Hochanda.
Hello, I'm Sue Trangmar and I started Daisy Chain Designs 20 years ago. Back in the day there were very few quilt patterns in the marketplace and so I started to bring patterns into the UK from America and Australia, and along the way I've been lucky enough to work with some fantastic British designers, and that is what really the essence of Daisy Chain Designs are. At Daisy Chain Designs, we're passionate about sewing and quilting. We design projects that hopefully will inspire you to pick up your needle and thread and have a go. We have great fun in designing things from the very start, and then the end product is always very exciting when you actually see it made. So don't miss the Daisy Chain Design shows on Hochanda.
Hi, my name is Blanche Ziegmann. I'm the owner of the company La Blanche. The company La Blanche is a crafting company located in Germany. For over 20 years, I'm designing and selling stamps, paper crafting products, and home decoration. As a passionate crafter myself, I make sure all our products are of highest quality and easy to use. We produce a whole range of products. We produce paper products. We have also shrink sleeves for your jars, glasses. We have home decoration products, paints and wall decals. Everything, the whole range of crafting we produce for you. I hope you enjoy watching us at Hochanda and crafting with La Blanche.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're well. Yes, we're launching our brand new one-day special, as we do here at Hochanda, every night at 6 p.m. Oh, my goodness, you've already found it online, and over 20% of the stock of the one-day special has gone already. If you're coming in on the phone lines, you've still got time to get in, and you can also buy on the website. We are going to have a phenomenal hour. I can feel it in my water. I love Zuri because this gives you a chance to buy and make and create some amazing pieces of artwork using different mediums that our Kathryn will talk us through, but the details on your screen now are for the one-day special. Make a note of these. 141655 is your item number. You're saving £10, and that price can be divided into 2 equal payments of £44.98. Freedom members, you don't pay any P&P. You wait till you see the detail that you get in the alphabet letters here, and of course, I'm not alone. We've got the wonderful Kathryn Sturrock with us.
Hello.
So
hello.
good. I called you Kathryn Sturrock, not just Kathryn.
You did, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Can I just say as well, Janice, this is going to sound a little bit odd.
Go on.
But I've only just realised how lovely you're looking today. I was watching the screen there and I thought, oh, Janice looks so nice.
What does she want?
You do, genuinely.
Does she want? Thank you, Kathryn.
No, you do.
So do you.
Thank you.
Right. One-day special. Kathryn, I'm loving this one-day special. Isn't it lovely?
It's, do you know, I've known about these for quite some time. Before these were released, you know, to the public, the images on Facebook, of course, from the Zuri site were shown first of all. To get them here in the studio, oh my goodness. If you've not seen Zuri before, you're going to fall in love with these.
Oh, do you know what? The detail is incredible. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, look at the size of the monograms we've got at the top there. So you're just looking at one of the letters here. You have got the whole alphabet. A and B are part of the monogram, so you can see you've got those beautiful frames, but they're not sort of sealed together. You use them separately, so you can put any of the letters into those frames. You can use the frames on their own. You can take elements from the frames. I mean, the crown is in one of them. You've got the flourishes. They are absolutely beautiful. You imagine putting photographs behind there, rice paper, decoupage papers.
Amazing.
Just gorgeous.
So you could use those frames separately from the letters if you want to. So that gives you even more to play with. And there's certain elements in there, like the crown. You could just use that if you want to when you're putting your different mediums in there. But it is a detail that Zuri give you. And because it's silicone as well, we've got the chance to use these with different mediums, haven't we?
You certainly have. They are a very high food grade silicone. The strength of these moulds is just incredible. The detail, as you see, you wouldn't get detail like that if the silicone wasn't to the standard it is. So we're talking, obviously, a different set for edibles, but your marzipan, your fondant, your chocolate, you can put these in the freezer, you can put them in the oven, so if you want to bake cookie mix in there, you could even do that as well.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Imagine making somebody a special pie or something, and you put some pastry, push that in there, because it's going to keep its shape, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it would.
Put initials on top.
Oh, that would be amazing. All the initials of what's in the pie.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But you can see there the details with that particular W. Let me just bring that and turn that to the side so you can see the depth in there. Now, you've just got a bit of gilding wax on the top there.
That's all it is. That is resin. I've actually used some black gesso, but we have got the resin tint on to go with the resin as well. We'll talk more about that as we go through demos. But, of course, your air-dry clay, your coloured air-dry clay, your polymer clay, your air-dry polymer, hot glue. We had lots of questions, actually, last time about hot glue. Yep. The alphabet is a great one to use with your hot glue because they're not too big, so it's, you know, you could easily achieve that as well. I will say, though, and I'm going to say this right now so I don't forget, you will get the best detail from these moulds using something like a resin, a liquid, and, of course, your air-dry clay, which picks up all of that detail. But, yes, you can certainly use other things in there as well.
And each of the letters of the alphabet, well, they're different designs, aren't they? So you're not going to get the same flourish and the same design on each one.
They're not all exactly the same design. You will see different flourishes, as you say, different florals in there. And something like the W that we've got, don't think that you're going to get a W and you've got to turn it the other way up for an M. You're getting an M and a W.
Brilliant.
So don't think there's anything that kind of...
Not like numbers where you get a 9 and it's a 6.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I nearly said 0 then. Oh, we are so busy, everyone. Over 30% of the stock has gone. So the ways for you to order, you can get on the phone lines. 01733 60 2000 is the telephone number. We do have queues, but we'll get to your call. And the easiest way really is the website. Just place your items you want into your basket and then check on out. Now, because this is available on FlexiBuy, 2 payments of £44.98. Anything else that you add to your basket, that will also be divisible into 2 payments. So if this is your first show seeing Zuri, you might want to add more moulds into your basket, or maybe you've seen the shows before and there are other items that you missed out last time. So let's take you through another mould that you might want. This is another new mould, and this is absolutely... Oh, no. Really, over 40% of the stock has gone already, Kathryn, for this. People have been shopping ahead. Now, I remember seeing a picture of this when we were thinking of bringing this to Hochanda, and I fell in love with it. I think it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. You're very right, and a lot of people will recognise this one, because I did post a picture on my Facebook page, it was quite some time ago, to say, how did people feel about this particular design? Did they like it? Didn't they like it? You know, it was at a point where we were trying to choose different moulds for the one-day special. Do you know what? We had so many people come and say, please, please, will you get that? And since then, I personally have had a lot of messages from people saying, when is this one arriving? Do you know, this could be so many different things. She can look quite ghost-like. You could put wings on her. She could be an angel. She could be a bride. She could be a Victorian lady. Again, take away the dress, just use the top of her, you know, just the face and the hair. I'm going to set myself a challenge on this one.
Go on.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Go on.
But I always try and do something a little bit different each time.
Are you going to take a dress off?
Am I what?
Are you going to take a dress off?
I don't know what I'm going to... I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to see if I can adapt that mould somehow, but I don't know what I'm going to do
Well,
yet.
I was just looking at the bottom... Now, half the stock is gone. I was just looking at the bottom of her dress there, and I was thinking maybe if you turn that upside down, maybe you could do something with that pattern. I don't know. It kind of looks like, not tulips, like lilies. Like lilies. There's something about that. Yeah, you could... Is that what you were thinking? Is that what you were going to do? Oh, dear.
I looked at it and I thought, I think...
Is that what you thought as well?
I can see something. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I think I can see something. You're kind of on the right track.
Oh.
And Jimmy in the gallery has just said something else that I've seen there as well.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that. Say it again in my ear, Jimmy. Oh, yes. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Curtains. Yeah, like your tie backs as well. And all of that from her dress. Wow, she's flying out the door. Is
that your polite way of telling me that's the end of my career? Curtains.
Oh, I thought you meant dress. I mentioned her dress, and then you're talking about a polite way of, and I'm like, what? Right, 60% of the stock has gone. She's absolutely flying out the door. Hopefully, we'll have a little demonstration with that. £19.99. What a great price. 657881. It's brand new today. Don't miss out. Now, we do have a great clay bundle for you. Or I just want to open that up and have a play with it. Now, this is absolutely fantastic because you do get the white and you get the other colours, which when you mix with the white and mix with each other, you can make different colours. But what kind of combinations? Well, you've got the chart, haven't you, Kathryn, on the side?
You have got the chart.
Use.
Yeah, it really is a great bundle. You can see the black is in there, which to me is kind of an essential if you're going for the colours, because if you try and mix into the white clay, any colouring to make black, you're always going to get grey. If you put in any sort of black in there, even if it's a very intense pigment, it's still going to go grey. So you've got a true black there. The yellow and the blue, of course, you can mix together to make green, different shades of green. You've got the white in there, of course, which is going to make your pastels. You've also got the magenta in there, so the magenta with the blue is going to make your purple. Mix them all together, you're going to get browns. You know, so you've got a really good mix of colours there.
And we also have the little mixer tray for mixing your colours, and that's what they're for.
You do. I might have to borrow that. I found my chart, but not my little mixer tray. So I will do one or two little bits and pieces of it, or I can kind of guess at it. But if you've got the proper thing,
Kathryn,
then
if you'd like it, I'll bring it over for you. Yes, I'll have to sanitise it first before I pass it over. But there's possibility we can do that. But all the clays will be dispatched. There's another word from a dictionary. Dispatched, I like that. Dispatched from the 1st of April. So that's only a few days away. It is. Right. Don't miss out on that. That's exceptional value for money, £32.99. Right, let's head over to Kathryn for our first demonstration.
Okay, well, I'm rather worried now that that beautiful bouquet lady is going to sell out. I wasn't going to start with that. I was going to start with the one-day special, but I'm thinking, do you know, we might just go to that one first because... Oh...
2/3 of the stock has gone, Kathryn.
Right, OK. I do like to start with the air-dry clay because I think anybody that's new to the moulds or new to this way of crafting, then the air-dry clay is probably the easiest way to start. Not only that, the hearty clay that we've got is a professional grade clay. So you're going to get really, really precise detail. It's very lightweight. So that means, of course, you can put this onto your cards without adding that weight. I am dusting with some corn flour simply because, do you know, if you've never used these moulds before, if you've never used the clay in particular before, just spend a little bit of time to dust that mould out, knock out the excess. It will just help release the clay from the mould.
Okay.
Now, for those that have seen the clay lots of times, I do apologise for repeating myself again, but I have to do this because there's always new people watching. When you take your clay from the pack, do condition it. So this is the hearty. You can see, as I pull this apart, it looks quite fibrous. You can see it kind of breaks apart and it looks a little bit fluffy, really. And you can see it is just kind of snapping away. But the more I work with this, the more stretchy it will become. Doesn't feel like chewing gum, it's softer than that, but you'll see the stretch in it. Can you see it's not breaking so easily?
It's a bit like dough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you use this with your pasta machines? Not to eat, everybody, but with your crafting pasta machines to make it flat, or not?
If you put this through your pasta machine to roll it thinly, you can use the pasta machine, but if you put the clay in as it is, it will stick to the rollers.
Right,
so
okay.
You're going to put it through a pasta machine, sandwich it between some plastic sheets or some wax paper is a good idea.
Good idea.
Bear in mind, with a pasta machine, you've got the adjustments to make the thickness different. So, you know, just be careful. It does get stuck to rollers, you can clean it off.
Yeah.
OK, but I tend not to use the pasta machine with the air-dry clay. I do with polymer clay. I tend to use more on my hands. So that's nice and stretchy now. That is nice and soft. It's nice and smooth. Can you see? Yeah, it does look a lot better, doesn't it?
3/4 of the stock, Kathryn, has gone of the ladies. So, getting busier and busier and busier.
Oh, right, OK. So, let me just move these moulds out of the way so I can move into the centre a little bit more. Now, although I've explained about conditioning the clay there, now I've done that and the moisture is dispersed in there, that is a little bit wet, and this is one thing, and every single time I do a show and every time I say this I still get the same question: why can I not get the clay out of the mould without it splitting or it sticking? It's simply that your clay is too wet. So what I tend to do is roll out, so it's, you know, like just a flat piece of clay, doesn't matter what thickness really, just let the air get to the surface a little bit, flip it over and let the air get to the surface again. Normally 5-10 minutes might be enough, depends on the temperature, it depends on the humidity. Once you've done that, and remember I've conditioned this first, if I was to start to stretch this again, I'll be dispersing the moisture in there again, so I might sort of make it a little bit stickier again.
Now, the clay that you've put out and conditioned, you do need to use all of that, because if you were to leave it any longer, it would dry out, would it?
Well,
or could you...
it wouldn't dry straight away. I'm purposely leaving mine out because I will be using it hopefully again during the shows, as long as we've got stock of the moulds left.
OK.
And I don't want it too wet, because obviously in these conditions, demoing, I haven't got time to wait for it to dry, but at home, do keep yours sealed in the pack. Make sure when you cut the pack open, you disperse the air out of the pack first of all. That's really important.
Like
seal
a vacuum
the pack down. Seal that down and put it in an airtight container. OK? And that will, it's got a really good shelf life on it. So we are going to start with the lady. And you can go in with more than one piece of clay. You don't have to go with a big sheet and just fill it all in one go. Now, this isn't too bad to fill, actually. There are 1 or 2 little bits of her hair that are really, really fine. Don't know if we can just see there. Can you see how small that is? I'm not using a tool, I'm just using fingertips at the moment. There are 1 or 2 moulds that I will use the help of a tool if I can't get into little crevices, but the majority, you know, I just push in with fingertips.
Now, for people using these moulds for the first time, and I'm just watching you do that, sitting at home thinking, right, I really want to get a mould, I've got some air drying clay, but I've never used a mould before. I can see that you're pressing down quite hard in that mould. Would that not disfigure the lady in some shape or form because you're pressing so hard?
No, not in the case of these moulds, because they are so solid. I mean, listen.
Brilliant. 80%, by the way, has gone.
Oh, wow. I'm so pleased because, do you know, I just think she is beautiful and she can be turned into so many things. I am going to try something else with her. You did kind of steal my thunder a little bit, Janet, and you guessed what I was going to...
I did.
What I could see.
I did. Well,
it may work, it may not, because I genuinely haven't tried it yet.
Well, give it a go. Let's see.
OK. Right, now, what I'm doing here is just filling up the mould, and I do like to use a rolling pin. An acrylic one or a nylon one is best, so the sort that you use for cake decorating. Or if you've got the polymer clay ones. Now I've done that, I can see there's 1 or 2 little delves, so I can top up there. Normally I would say really fill the moulds to the top, because if you don't, you're not going to compact down.
Yeah.
And you're not going to pick that detail
up. And that's the
up.
important part, isn't it? And that's why you're pressing so hard, because it is about compacting that down.
Yeah. There is odd occasions, and I will show you that during the shows at some point, where I won't press it all the way down, and maybe I'll just pick up certain details. But in general, I tend to fill up, roll over, and again, I'm going really sort of quite heavy on there. And if you've overfilled, and I'm doing this on purpose to try and prove a point, if you've overfilled, what happens is, can you see at the bottom of the skirt there?
Yep.
I can see where it's spilled over, but that's so easy to move. And any areas that have overspilled, just pull it away with a fingertip. So the side of the dress there.
But always make sure it goes up to the
silicone.
side of the mould.
Up to the side of the mould. And then you can start sort of pulling in from the edge as well, because when you're pulling from the edge, you're tidying up all those areas, the intricacy around the bouquet there, the little bits of hair, you're tidying it all up. If you miss any, you can trim them off afterwards, but it's easier to do it now.
Yeah.
Now, another little tip I can give you, if you want to really make sure that you've got all that detail, flip it over.
Yep. And
go on the other side. Just be careful not to sort of move that around too much. Now, that hasn't pulled out, so what I'm going to do now is the reveal. So I'm just flexing the mould, and if your clay isn't too wet, can you see how that's just popping upwards?
Yep.
If it was too wet and too sticky, what would happen is that clay would bend with the mould. It wouldn't just pop out. So just give it a nice flex, and then we can tip that out.
Wow.
And look at the detail.
Do you know, it amazes me each and every time, even though I know the quality of the moulds, but every time we do a reveal, absolutely incredible. Wow, look at the details in a dress going up to that beautiful bouquet. And you can see all the individual flowers in there as well.
You can. Beautiful, isn't it? So if you don't condition the clay, if you don't compact it into the mould, you will miss some of that detail. So that is important. But what about colouring? Well, obviously with the air dry clay, you know, it's a very porous surface. So you would let that dry thoroughly. It will start to feel dry to touch quite quickly, because it's an air dry clay and the surface is drying, but it will take, always leave it overnight, especially if you're sticking onto cardstock, because
so don't use an air tool,
Do you know what? I wouldn't use an air tool. You can emboss, you can use embossing powder.
Tool, that's what I'm trying to think of.
I wouldn't recommend it, because you can scorch, you can burn.
Yeah.
If you're very careful, you can use an embossing powder and put detail onto air dry clay, but you've got to be very careful.
Okay.
I wouldn't use it to dry the clay out, because you'll dry it too quickly.
Okay.
And what happens then when you dry too quickly is it can curl.
Ah, all right.
In fact, this is another tip, and I don't think I've given this tip very often. If it's a really hot summer's day and it's very warm and you're using air dry clay, it's going to dry very quickly, and you may find that it is curling a little bit. Make your mould, get a damp cloth or a piece of paper towel and sit it over the top and let it dry slowly.
Why would you want to put...
Because if it's really, really hot, if the temperature's really, really hot and it's drying too quickly, you'll see it curl.
Got you. Okay.
So if it's really warm, a damp cloth over the top, not wet, just damp, that's going to slow down the drying, and it's going to dry more evenly.
Could you do it with like a paper towel, tissue?
Yeah,
you can do that.
No, you could do it with a paper towel.
That's interesting, isn't it? There you go, brand new tip from our Kathryn. Now, the bouquet lady is approaching limited stock, brand new today, $19.99, 657 881. If you're quick and get on the phone lines or head to the website, you'll be able to pop one of those into the basket, but we are heading towards limited stock. 657 881 is your item number. The one-day special, oh my goodness, we're approaching half the stock gone. This is absolutely incredible. If you want to do any cake decorations, these are food safe. If you then want to craft, then it's worth getting another set if you can afford to do so. Don't cross-contaminate, that's what we're trying to tell you. But the detail is incredible. You'll see there you've got the shields. You can use those with any of the letters that you're getting in the set, not just with the A and the B, but they are in that one mould for you just there. But the whole selection of letters are individually detailed. They look absolutely stunning, they really do. And you can see that with the W just at the front there with a bit of gilding wax on. You can see how that's brought to the fore all of those wonderful details. And depending on what colour you're using, it could look like it's made of metal. Imagine that if it was in chocolate, for example, if you're making chocolate with these moulds and then you just have that light dusting over. How amazing is that? Maybe you make and sell chocolate for a living. This could be a brand new way of doing that. Because you've got the full alphabet, they are in the capitals. You could still make chocolate names, for example, or initials. Lots of people are emailing in telling us how much they love Zuri and love the moulds and love the quality as well. You can go on the website and have a look at the 5-star reviews that we've got, but they really are incredible, and this is proving to be very, very busy. I think you've been waiting for this one. Details on your screen. 141655 is the item number. It is available on FlexiBuy, so you can divide the cost into 2 equal payments. Now, it's your one-day special. We've got an elephant for you, yes. This is a returning favourite. It sold out last time. Oh, my word, 60% of the stock has gone. We do have other moulds on the show. We're going to try and show you as many as possible. You're probably thinking, well, why didn't you come to this sooner if 60% of the stock has gone? We can't get to things quick enough. We really can't. So it's a good idea to head to the website and have a look at all the ones that we've got. You can shop ahead. But isn't that elephant absolutely amazing? And you can see there all of that detail that's coming out of that mould. Sensational, it really is. £19.99, 344 642 is your item number. Your bouquet lady, she is now limited stock, Kathryn. Limited stock. Right, let's head back to Kathryn. You've got some balls there.
Okay,
what are you doing?
I was going to go with the one-day special, but I'm sticking with the bouquet lady because I so want to have a go at this. You know, we said we could. Yes. We thought we could see something. So what I genuinely haven't tried this yet. So what I've done, I've mixed some of the magenta. It's in the pack actually, in the kit that we've got all the different clays with. I've mixed with some white. I'll come back to the chart later. I'm not going to go through that now in case this sells out. So I've got 3 balls of clay.
It's like a magic trick. You need 3 cups.
Just which one's it under? Right, so what I'm going to do then, I'm going to take a little ball of white clay and put next to that one, and I'm going to get 2 balls of clay.
So you got
They're not exactly the same size, but let's pretend they
never are.
Okay. And 2 next to that. So we've got no white, 1 white, 2 white. Okay. So let's see if this works. I have no idea. I'm just looking at that and thinking, I think that could be leaves, it could be petals. So all I'm going to do is take some of the pink, and this is where I wouldn't fill the mould because I'm only using a small area. Got you. I think. So let's have a look. Right, okay.
I see what you're doing, yep.
Can you see that? I can see. Yep. Let me just turn that to the... Obviously, there's cornflower on this because I've got cornflower in the mould. So that, to me, does look like the centre of a flower. It could be a rose, it could be a tulip.
Lilies.
Yeah, it could be something like that, but I quite like that. But now I'm going to mix the pink with the white. So this is going to make a slightly lighter colour. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing again.
Looks like bacon.
It's only a subtle difference, but it will be lighter, of course. Okay. So let's go with this one. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm not going to powder this one up anymore because I think we're just doing a small area. We'll probably get away with it.
This is a good demo, actually, because it shows you can take sections of the mould and use it and come up with some great textures.
And sometimes, this happened last time, actually. Which one? It was the butterfly lady. It wasn't until we were going down the counter the first time and I suddenly spotted another use for that one. And I hadn't seen it. Even when I was at home prepping, I hadn't seen it. So now, again, I've got another section there. So that could be a bigger flower, actually.
Yeah,
but, you know, I think this might work.
Could be waves in the ocean.
That's another good point. It could be.
So now waterfall.
Waterfall would be nice. I can definitely see the curtains. I did think about making swags and tails.
I can definitely see curtains for you as well. Anyway, I need to draw it together. Right, we've had a question from Paul. Hello, Paul. Right, Paul would like to know if there's a shipping delay on the moulds, and that is a very good question. Do you know what? No, there's not. No, there's not. We've got more here, and they're all ready to go, so that's great news, isn't it?
That is fantastic news. Yes, I'm delighted to say they're here. Here to be shipped from the UK.
Yes.
They've made their journey and they arrived with us, which is fantastic. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit more each time, just so I can see what I've got, see what detail is coming out of this one. So that one, again, a little bit lighter. So I've got almost 3 shades. There's only very subtle differences, but they're there. Okay. If I had a bit more time, I'd probably have mixed them a little bit lighter. But anyway, so I'm looking at this one, and I think that is going to be the centre of my flower, if it does work. So I'm going to actually cut away some of this, and I'm working against the folds.
And you might be working against the clock, Kathryn,
I might
because we are extremely limited stock now for the woman with a bouquet. But take your time. Don't rush too quickly with those scissors.
No, I won't. Okay, so just following that around. So there I've got what I think could be the centre of a flower. Ooh. That, do you know, I might not even cut into that one. I might cut into it. You see, because I've not done this before, I'm not sure the best way of doing this. But of course, if you don't like what you've done, you just roll it up and you start again. So I think we'll go with that one there. Let me just have a look at this one. Okay, right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just put a little fold in the bottom of this one, and I am going to place that into this petal. I think I'll line those centres up so it looks as though it's 3-dimensional, and I will put a little fold in that one as well. Now I can manipulate it. I can shape that. I don't want to squash the edges because the details are already there.
That's lovely, Kathryn.
I've never done this. Actually, that would work for the skirt as well.
It would.
Janice is laughing, and I don't know why.
I'm not laughing. I'm just really excited.
Are you?
It's what I do when I get excited. I laugh.
I'm trying to think. Is it a parrot tulip, the one with the really frilly?
A parrot
petals?
tulip. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If you know what a parrot
is.
tulip looks like, emailing a photo for us.
Right, OK. I'm not going to spend too long doing this, but you could keep working with this. And I'm just starting to add more petals. Do you know, I could do a whole flower using this, and it would be quite large. Can you see? Can you see how it's starting to build up?
I like that. Very nice.
So it's just starting to build.
And that's like a 3D flower.
That's like a 3D. I've only done half a flower there, but I know she's going to sell out, so I'm going to leave it there with that one. I might finish that later, actually.
But, you know, if you've got that on a plaque or something, you just, excuse me, you just want that coming out towards you.
Yeah, that would look quite nice. And I would just use 1 or 2 of the bits of clay. Yeah. Just to sort of lift, or you could use tin foil, just to make sure.
Until it's dry.
Until it's dried out a little bit more.
Got you.
Do you
just
know
keep
what?
it in shape.
I am going to keep that, and I'm going to use it. Keep an eye on this tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll do something else with that.
Lovely.
I'll keep working with it.
Right. Very, very busy. If you do want to get hold of your woman with a bouquet, please do check out your baskets and make sure you get her £19.99. Right, let's have a look at some of the finished samples that have been created. Oh, look at this. This is amazing. This is from the design team. 141655 is your item number. How lovely is that? So we've got the frame, but we've got the letter S inside. So you can put any of the letters inside that framework. Absolutely amazing. We've got another, now this is a beautiful sample, again, using the frames only, with the crown on one and then the flourish on top of the other one, with photographs. Now, these are photographs from maybe papers or cardstock, but you could actually put your own photos in there. Now, that would look lovely as a large board as people come into a wedding reception. You know, when we, excuse me, can start to have people at that wedding reception again, which is really nice. Have we got another sample to show? Yeah, oh, this is lovely with a little rock sparrow inside. That is so sweet. And that could be the front cover of a book, for example. It could be a card, a very fancy card that you want to send out to someone. Absolutely lovely. Or maybe a wall hanging as well. Now, this is interesting. This is a frame. Placed on side. Now, that's interesting.
I think the frame, it's not one of the Zuri frames, it's the picture frame, but it's the lady, the bouquet lady that's on the tag there. That's been painted in very soft, gentle colours. That is really pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, that is really, really pretty. That is absolutely gorgeous. Remember, 2 payments of £44.98 will get you your full one-day special. And here we go. So here's the letters. You can see here we've got the T, the A, we've got a G there, and they're all different, aren't they? So it's not the same design on each one. So you can really build up your artwork, and you can just put letters randomly on a design, or you could start to spell names because you've got the full alphabet to use. Absolutely phenomenally busy. We knew we'd be busy. We weren't sure we'd be this busy because over half the stock, and it's a huge stock, by the way, because we know how popular Zuri can be, but we are approaching half the stock, over half the stock gone. My goodness, 34 minutes into the first live hour, and you're probably thinking, well, why didn't you get more stock? We got a huge amount of stock, and it's all here in the warehouse ready to go. But we've got so many people on the phones and the website buying, so thank you very, very much. We know you're going to enjoy these when you get them home, and I'm sure you've got a whole load of ideas and possibilities to use them for. So 2 payments of £44.98, 141655. Can we say thank you to Ian for sending in a picture of a parrot tulip? Apparently the flower that Kathryn made, I don't know why I couldn't think of your name then. You know, you, go on, you, that Kathryn made, did look like a parrot lily. So, well done.
A parrot tulip, even.
Pardon?
A tulip.
Yes, that's the one. What did I say?
A lily.
Oh, did I? That's why I couldn't think of it. Right, we've also had a question from Marilyn. She would like to know if you can use plaster in the moulds. That's a great question, Marilyn.
It is a great question, and the answer is most definitely yes.
Excellent.
It works beautifully.
We've got another question. Can you use chocolate in your demos, please?
Do you know, I've got to do this again, haven't I, this hour? I asked the buyer some time ago, can we please do a show just for the edibles using Zuri? I was promised that would happen at some point, but I still haven't been given a date, so I've been kind of holding on for that, and it hasn't happened. But what I'm going to do, if I don't hear, after this one-day special, I'll bring you some chocolate next time, and we're going to do chocolate
Kathryn,
anyway.
I like it when you're forceful.
These are perfect for your chocolate.
Little cheeky rebel.
These are perfect. Do you know, I think we might have to get some more stock in before we can do that, because I've got a feeling this isn't going to last.
Probably. Right, OK, so that's your one-day special. Very, very busy. We do have other moulds on the show. Please do go and have a look at those as well, because if you want any of the other moulds in your basket, you can divide the cost of everything into 2 payments, because you're doing that already with your one-day special. The website is the best place to go. This is where you can see everything. You can peruse and have a look. Now, you can get individual elements of the one-day special, and that's just splitting them up into different sets of letters going through the alphabet. So you could do it like that, but of course you're going to want the rest of the alphabet at some time or other. So we've divided the cost of that one-day special into 2. We've got the flamingo there for you. We have got the horse in there, which is beautiful. Do we have the butterfly?
The butterfly woman we have, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she certainly is. And then we have the resins available for you, clay available for you at great prices as well. And do look at the 5-star reviews. You're not getting the butterfly lady confused with me when you said she's beautiful, are you? Because you did say I look good at the start of the show, and I'm wearing butterflies.
I said you look very nice.
All right. What you got to show us there, Kathryn?
OK, let's go. Well, let's go to the one-day special. So I'm starting with, of course, the monograms, and that does include letter A and B, but they are completely separate, so you can use them separate and you can change those letters around. I did think about it, Janice, because I've done JP for Janice Phillips, which
nice.
We'll put a little bit of wax on in a second.
I'm glad you clarified that for Janice Phillips.
So we're sticking with the air dry clay at the minute, simply because, again, it's nice and easy to work with. I'm just going with the white. Of course, you could also colour this. If you're going for the pack, you've got the black in there. You know, lots of us like to start with a white or a black base and then add our colours over the top.
Can I ask a question? You're putting that powder in there. Yep. And then you're dusting some off.
Yep.
When you put the air dry clay in, when the clay comes out, does it matter if it's still got a bit of powder on it?
No. What you can do, I wouldn't try rubbing it away too much when the clay's still wet, because you're going to distort the detail. Just leave it, and when it's dried out, just give it a little bit of brush. If that doesn't come off, a very, very slightly damp tissue or wet wipe or something would work. But to be honest with you, if you're going to paint over the top, don't even worry about it. It'll just disappear.
Excellent.
OK. I will tell you at home, when I use the clay at home, I don't use corn flour, because I know... No, my favourite saying is you get used to the feel of the clay. You know when it's at the right consistency. Yes. You can tell because it gets a little bit more rubbery, a little bit firmer, and I know when to use it. There are times, and I'll say this just to cover myself now, just in case, but there are times during demos, because you can't judge the atmosphere, the humidity, the temperature in the studio. It goes up and down because we've got the aircon, or it might be turned off, or, you know, sometimes it dries quickly, sometimes it doesn't. So I try and prep the clay a little bit, but there may be times that it does stick a bit in the moulds. And, you know, I'll be quite honest about that. If it happens, it's not the end of the world. What do? You take it out, you roll up and you start again. In fact, that will bring me to something else. And I did actually see a picture on the Zuri page only this week where a lady had said, what am I doing wrong? I've got the air dry clay. This is what's happening when I put it in the mould. And there was a picture of the mould. The clay had been taken out, it was all distorted, and there was remnants of clay left in the mould. And it was the same answer as I always give. The clay was too wet. That was it. The clay was just too wet. So it's easier to take the clay out, roll it out as I showed you at the beginning, where you roll it flat and let the air get to the surface, rather than letting it dry in the mould, because it doesn't dry very quickly. Because it's encased in there. It's drying on the top, but underneath it's not drying. And what happens is the moisture tends to go further into the mould and makes it stick more. Wow. So it doesn't help.
Can it be too dry? We're talking about it being too wet. Can it be too dry?
It can be too dry. If you leave your clay out, you'll know if it's too dry, because even if you can push it into the mould, maybe you can get it in there and it's going to pop out really beautifully. But you might find that there's one or two sort of crevices and cracks in the clay that you can't get rid of because it's not conditioned or it's too dry.
Yes.
Now, so if that happens,
go on.
You can't revive it. So all you need to do to revive the clay is spritz it with water. Excellent. Get a water spritzer, just a spray, and do that. If it's totally dry, you're not going to bring it back. But if it's, as long as it's not totally dry, you can revive the clay.
Excellent, excellent news. Right, I've got some news for you guys at home. Almost 60% of the stock of the one-day special has gone. This is the first hour. It was a huge stock. You started buying just before the hour. Very, very busy. So, your item number 141655, if you have just joined us, that's the information you're going to need if you head to the website or give us a call to let the call centre know, or just tell them you want the one-day special from Zuri. This is the full, complete alphabet with those two beautiful crest frames as well. Now, the A and the B in those frames can be replaced with any one of the letters that you have. And, of course, you can use the A and the B separately from the frames as well. £89.95. You're saving £10 on that collection, but we'll divide the cost into two for you. So if your budget this month for your craft is $44.98, then that's how much we need. If you're a Freedom member, you don't have to pay any P&P. If not, your P&P is on top of that. If you want to become a Freedom member, that's just 888 in your basket. Your Freedom membership will start today. And then we'll take another payment in a month's time. That's how your Flexi-Buy works. It's entirely up to you. If you want to pay the whole price today, then you can do that as well. The stock is here in our warehouse, so we are dispatching it. There is no delay, so that is great news. Right, so the only delay we do have is the clay, and we're dispatching that on the 1st of April, but that's not too long to wait, is it?
That's Thursday.
That's Thursday, yes. It's when we change.
Into what?
Well, I don't know. No, it's when our new name comes in.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, the craft store. And you're doing the first show, aren't you?
I'm doing 7 o'clock in the morning, yes, on the first show of the day.
I wonder how long it will take for you to say Hochanda. But we're really excited for that. I hope you are too.
We certainly are. Right, now, just as you've been speaking there, Janice, I've just continued adding the clay into the mould. Now, I did say normally I just use fingertips, and again, this one I have, but if you're really struggling to get clay into certain areas, use something like the rounded end of a paintbrush and just, you know, push that down. You want to make sure that you've got all of that detail in there. Don't be afraid to push on these moulds. They're not going to break. They're not going to split. They are going to last. You know, if you look after these moulds and treat them in the way you're supposed to treat them, that you are going to make hundreds and hundreds of castings from them.
They would be amazing in ice.
They would, wouldn't they?
For like a display or something with some ice cream in the middle.
Yes, or jelly.
Jelly. Jelly, you can put jelly in there.
Yeah, you can put jelly in.
That would be amazing. Jelly letters.
Yeah, mix your own ice cream, put it in the freezer because they'll go down to
You can put ice cream in there as well.
If you've got an ice cream mix and you want to put it in there, put them in the freezer, you can do that.
I wonder if you... I know this is going to sound really disgusting, but bear with me. If you mushed up banana and put it in, because you can turn banana into like an ice creamy style substance.
Give it
try
a go.
it, but don't cross-contaminate.
Don't cross-contaminate. The only thing I will say is you would have to make sure it's nice and smooth. Some of the moulds have got more sort of twiddly bits than others.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can think of saying it. You know, so some will work better than others. This one I'm going to take out now. This is the frame with the crown on it. I've already got one taken out with the other frame on, because again they're different. They're not the same frame.
Yeah,
they're
which is
different
great,
designs.
isn't it?
Yeah. Now if this was too wet, I can tell you exactly. Well, you can see if I do this here now. I've got my finger under there just to push on it underneath. These are the vulnerable areas. These thinner bits of the crown. But you can see that's starting to lift. So if anything was going to split, that's likely to be the area there. So, you know,
the way that you're bending the mould, you're actually pushing the clay out. Is that how you do it? So you're easing it.
I'm glad you asked me that, actually. I purposely put a finger underneath there to push on that to show how that would stretch.
Yeah.
But if you use the fingertip too much underneath where the detail is, that's where you could distort the clay.
Yes.
OK, so try and flex around the edge of it and work it that way.
And then that will take it out.
And then I'm going to turn that over and just let that drop out. Let me get the black card.
Do you know what? That would look really nice on upscaling furniture, or on a pot or something like that. It really would, wouldn't it?
You know that these are going to get used, don't you?
Yeah, I certainly do. In Kathryn's craft room, just in case you were wondering.
Right, OK, so there's one of the frames. I've just taken that out of the mould. Look at these beautiful flourishes here. And, of course, you'll find those details in the letters as well.
Yeah, can we have a look at a couple of the letters,
We will.
Kathryn?
I'm going to add some wax to these in a while. Let's get JP.
Yeah,
so,
put me in the frame.
At the minute, this is a black letter, but of course all those letters are going to work. You can't see anything at the minute, but you will do in a second.
Yeah.
OK, there's the P. They're all going to work. They're all the same height. And they're all beautiful.
Now that's a good point, isn't it? Yeah, they've all got different patterns on there, but they'll all be the same height. So if you're spelling out a name or something like that, they'll all be the same, which would look absolutely amazing.
They will. This is the other frame. So this one doesn't have a crown. This is the way up that it is in the mould. But actually, if I flip this over, there's no reason why you can't have it that way. It works both ways. It really doesn't matter.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Like a looking glass. You could put like a mirror
actually. You could turn
behind that.
You could put. Do you know, I did
mirrors.
try to get the pent-up mirror mist on this show because I was hoping to do that, but we couldn't get the stock.
If
but
not,
if you've
mirror
got
card.
that, mirror card, a real piece of mirror, that would work. But if you've got the mirror mist, you could make mirrors. They would look beautiful.
Definitely.
Okay,
Good
so
idea.
something else just while I'm here as well.
Oh, I thought you could have a drink. I thought, wow, OK.
If you want to shape to your bottles, this is the time you are going to apply the clay to your bottles, OK? Because it's malleable. You don't wait until it's dry, because then you're not going to shape it in the same way. Plus, it is important to say, I'm just going to turn that on its back a little bit. It's important to say as well that with the air dry clay, it will shrink a little bit. You will not lose any detail. It will keep every bit of detail, but it will slightly shrink. And it is only a small amount, but it will shrink. So what I would do there, this is the time I would put a little bit of glue onto wet clay. Normally I'd say don't put any glue anywhere near it because it makes it go gooey and it sticks to itself. But a little bit of PVA or a gel medium
underneath to stick it to the bottle.
The frame, and it's already in place. Unless, of course, you just want to take that shape, in which case just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Now, I could say to you, wrap cling film around there.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, you've got to be a little bit careful with the cling film if the clay is damp or wet, because you might squash the detail.
How about silver foil? Because that's quite light but heavy, no?
No, it would cut into the clay. Yeah. I would literally just leave that. If I turn that to the side, I don't know if we can see from the front camera, that is actually working to the shape of the bottle. Just gently sort of ease it there.
You know, if you've got a special occasion, a special bottle of wine, for example, or a special bottle of fizz, that would be amazing to put on there. Or maybe you make your own wine, own jam.
Yeah.
That'd look posh.
Hopefully, I'll get this decorated up at some point during the one-day special, but there is something else you can do as well. Of course, it's your resin, which we haven't poured yet. So there is the one with the crown. Look at that. That is shaped as well. Now, I purposely left the crown so it stood proud rather than shaping it to the bottle. So that stands proud. But on this one, I don't know if you can see the curve on that. Let me just tip that. Wow. So I've actually shaped the resin so it sits to the shape of the bottle. Now, that is so easy to do, and if you've watched the shows before, you'll know how easy it is, but we will go through this process again.
They look amazing. Oh, that just looks adorable.
And we've not even started putting any colour on them yet.
No, we haven't.
So before I move on, what time have we got? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get the...
We've got about 6
You've
minutes.
got to come back at 8 o'clock. I thought I was going to do resin this hour, but I'm not going to have a chance to do
Okay.
it. So tune in at 8. We'll do resin then. So we'll stay with this for the moment.
Yep.
So we've got JP. Janice, pick a colour.
PJ, pyjamas. Pick a
PJ.
colour. Well, I don't really know.
Purple, green, blue, silver, gold.
Yeah, all of them.
No, that's just being greedy.
You choose your colours.
Oh, shall we go with a couple of colours? Let's go with that purpley one and let's mix it with this one.
Yeah, I
which
like
is
that colour.
Gorgeous. Now, we haven't got Viva on today, but there is more Viva shows coming up in the future, so watch out. Lots of you have got the Viva Inca Gold. So I always call them waxes, but they're water-based, so you can paint with these.
Yeah.
So add some water and you can paint onto your air dry clay. But of course, any of your metallic paints are just perfect, of course, for using with your clay and to pick up the detail. I'm just going with a fingertip, but you could use a brush to add this. Don't go too heavily with it. You know, tap a little bit off onto a glass mat.
Because you can always put more on, can't you?
Yeah, you can always put more on.
That, look at the detail.
I know. I'm going to blend a bit of that green into there in a second. Let's do the J the other way round.
Is this going to go on my dressing room door?
That new dressing room that you've got just for you.
Yeah, it's the toilet. The one on the left, past reception, that's mine. That's my throne.
Oh, dear.
Actually, you could put WC on your toilets at home.
You could.
Just for a bit of,
You really could.
Yeah.
Do you know what else you can do as well?
Go on.
What about if you've got a name for your house?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, so have I.
So have you? I'll tell you yours if you tell me mine. I mean, I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours after the show.
Well, mine's a cottage, isn't it? Mine's Rose Cottage.
Oh.
And the dogs have got a little doghouse called Rosebud Cottage.
Oh, Rosebud Cottage. That's lovely. That's lovely. Mine's called Bradgate View.
Ah.
Oh.
Everybody's going, in our ears. So there, we've got, let's put that on a little bit of white card so we can see.
Yeah.
So we've got JP.
Oh, that looks amazing.
For Janice Phillips. Let's just give that a little bit of a tilt. Look how that detail comes out.
That's
Isn't that beautiful?
incredible.
And everybody can achieve that.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you as well how I did achieve that? And this is why I want you to come back at 8 o'clock if you've never seen the resin before. I did spend time pouring all of the alphabet in the resin. Because these moulds are a matte finish, they come out with the frosty effect. But I have shown before how you can make them clear, and we'll go through that at some point. Now, the ones that I've just done were actually resin, but I wanted the black base, so I did paint with black gesso, OK?
Oh, so you put the resin in.
So it started like that.
And then you did black gesso.
Yeah. So once it had cured, so that's painted with black gesso, but at 8 o'clock, not only have we got the resin, but we've got the resi tint back as well, which, if you can, it colours the resin, so that it's available in lots of different colours. If you're going for 2 colours, black and white would be my top 2, because that's the great base for everything, black and white.
Yeah.
The nice thing about colouring the resin, rather than painting gesso, is look at the fine detail. If you're a bit heavy-handed with your paints and your gesso, you're going to fill that detail.
Yeah, you are.
So if you pre-coloured the resin, you haven't got to worry about that.
What a great idea.
You will get the crispest detail. You would even tell the difference between that and one that hadn't been gessoed, even though that looks amazing.
Janice Girl.
Janice Girl. Where's the frame
Or
gone?
Janice Go.
Look, I'm even going to give you a little crown look there.
Oh.
And when this is dry, we'll paint that up as well, because that's air dry clay. So there's nothing to stop you mixing the 2 different mediums as well. You can work with so much in air dry clay, so much with resin as well. You've got different options. Another thing, I'm mentioning outside, there was a reason for that. We did have, was it Marilyn who asked about plaster? I think it was. Yeah, you can use plaster of Paris. Also, you'll have seen me bring the concrete before.
I was going to say, yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. Also, on the show, and again, it's going to be 8 o'clock now, but we have got, and I always get asked about it, we've got the Medina Air Dry Polymer. We've got this on the show. This is very different to the Hearty, but you can put it outside as well.
Okay.
And it's so easy to use.
Is it?
And it's brilliant with the alphabets.
Wow, you must come back at 8 o'clock. We've got more demonstrations. Kathryn will be with Adam at 8 o'clock tonight. And I need to tell you that over 60% of the stock of the one-day special has gone already in the first hour. Wow. We didn't think we'd be that busy because there was a huge stock. So well done everyone for getting on the phone lines and getting on the website and checking out your baskets as well successfully for that. You do need to make sure you check out your baskets to make sure you get your one-day special. If you have put it in there and it stays in longer than 10 minutes, it might come out and someone else might get it. We don't want that to happen. So with your one-day special, you're getting the full set of the alphabet. You're getting those two beautiful frames. You can put any of the letters into the frames and you can use your A and your B separately as well. They're just in that top frame set to complete that alphabet for you. 2 payments of £44.98. That means we'll take 1 payment today, plus your P&P. Freedom members, no P&P to pay. And then we'll take another payment interest-free in a month's time. If there's anything else you want on the show, any of the clay, or maybe you want to go for some of the other moulds, anything else you put into your basket when you've got your flexi basket open will also be divisible into 2 payments. Oh my word, you lucky, lucky people. Kathryn, thank you so much for the show.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you again at 8 o'clock tonight with our Adam. Do check out your baskets and have a look on the website for all the other moulds we've got available for you. We'll be seeing you after the break in a few moments' time. But again, thanks to Kathryn. And we've got Leonie coming up next, so we'll see you after the break.